got the axis enabled and I've got the tag selected. Rather than rotating the cube, I'm rotating the projection, and you can see, you know, that yellow plane. Maybe I'll turn off the grid, make things a little bit easier to see. You know, the projection is now going downwards. I'll just change it. Okay, so it's pointing downwards like that. And you know, that's in a nutshell how you do it in flat mode. And then you've got the move, so you can move it. Whoops, don't click on the cube, just got to do it carefully. Okay, so just click there. I'm actually resizing the cube. I'm clicking on the wrong one, so you know, this is one where you might want to use these. Okay, so by mistake I'm getting the handles on the cube, so you can sort of move it like that. So I'm dragging on the little spinner there. What you can do, you can drag on the handle there. Let's just move it up. It won't alter the projection. I'm bringing the projection up above the cube, so I can drag on the handle here without mistakenly getting the resize handle on the cube. So I can move it like that to orientate it. Okay, scale tool. Okay, so scale tool there. You can squash it down. If I just click back on my tag, change to tag, turn off tiling, you know, there like that. Move it around, down, zoom in, over here, squash it down. So, you know, you can manually get your aspect ratio right and squish it down like that. So hopefully you can see, well, this is quite powerful. Move it around on your object. So that's basically, you know, how you would apply stickers and transfers and images to your models. Just a combination of all of these things. You know, if I go there, you can see it's actually been projected right down through your object. Sometimes you will need to make your object editable and use selection tags. If you don't want it down those side ones and you actually want it only half of it up here, you would, you know, make the cube editable, polygon mode, selection set for the top polygon, in the space here, add the selection there. Okay, back up here. Now I've completely sort of messed up all of my things here. Let's have a look at some of the other things, you know, we can get to get it right. I want to get my aspect ratio right. Up here on one of these menus, I think it's tags, you've got these controls or commands here: fit to object, fit to image, fit to region. Let's do fit to object and see what happens. Okay, fit to object. Okay, the envelope, that yellow grid, was resized to fit my cube. Okay, and you can see everything over here's been reset. Let's have a look at the other ones. Tags, fit to image, and this one, if we just click, it brings up a open file dialog. Click back on the image that I loaded, it'll look at the dimensions of that object, and it will, you can see the envelope's been changed. I'm now getting the right aspect ratio. Click on the tag there, and it, by doing that, you know, fit to image, that's automatically changed all that to get the right aspect ratio. So that's how you get the right aspect ratio with your image. You know, you fit to image. There's also another one, and one I don't sort of use, fit to region, and you basically just, you get a cursor in the viewport and you just sort of click and drag, and you would use that to match something in the viewport, and you go like that and you can see it's been rematched, and it also sort of reorientated it, rotated it around, so it does it sort of from a camera perspective. Okay, so we'll undo, get it back. Okay, I think now might be a good time to pause the video. I'll have another swig of coffee and we'll do a couple of examples, practical examples of this flat mapping on actual models, just to sort of show you, a real world example of using it. And before I do move on, a couple of things I should have mentioned. First one, the aspect ratio and making the applied material image smaller. So you recall that I went and did, fit to image, and I'll just do it again, okay? And if you want it smaller, because you may not want it that size, just get the scale tool, click on the axis band, and if it's a bit hard to sort of get to, just move tool, drag your projection up, because it's been projected down, so it doesn't matter how far up or below, it can be below, okay? Just get the scale tool, and on that axis band there, just scale that, and that will scale two axes at the same time and maintain that correct aspect ratio. Get the move tool and position it wherever you like. Okay, now let's just come underneath. It's been projected through. Just do a render to check what you can do. Click on the tag and then onto that tag menu there. We've got it on both. You can change it to front and it's still visible, but if you actually do a render, it won't come through, and that's because the object has got some thickness. So it's there on the top. Do a render just to prove it. Now, if we change it to back, what do you think is going to happen? Well, it's not visible there on the top. You might say, well, okay, it'll be there on the bottom. It's not. Okay, you can't see it. Do a render. It's on the inside of the cube. So let's just make the cube editable. I'll press the C key on the keyboard, into polygon mode, get the live selection tool, delete that polygon there, just so we can see what's going on the inside. So with the tag selected, we've got it on back, do a render. It's there on that one, up there. It's showing there, but if you do a render, it's not there on that bottom one. Okay, so let's just put it, back to front, so it's there on the top. Okay, the other thing you might say, well, okay, how do you get it onto that bottom one only? Well, what you've got to do is you've got to have the cube selected, the tag selected, texture mode, axis mode, rotate tool. I'll turn on quantizing, and you've got to rotate your projection around 180 degrees. So spin it around 180 degrees, and there it is there on the bottom. Okay, so you can see it there. And you'll also have to do that, if your text is, around the wrong way, it's sort of back to front, you have to rotate it around, do a render. There it is there on the bottom. You can move it around with the move tool. There. Come back up to the top. It's showing, but with a bit of luck, do a render, it's not there. So I just thought I should mention that. Okay. Alrighty, here's my Lego monster truck made with release 15, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through and redo applying these big stickers here and show you how I did it. Okay, so I'm going to select the objects. The easiest thing will be just to sort of copy these objects into a fresh scene. So I'm just going to click on them. Okay, and rather than try and navigate my way through the object manager, I'm just going to click on view, scroll to first active, and that's how you sort of can quickly get to objects. So it's a very complex hierarchy, and I'm just going to go edit, copy, and that will copy the objects. You can see it's actually part of a symmetry object, so if I disable symmetry, you can see it's only on one side. That's fine. And I'll close everything down. File, close all. No, we don't want to save it. And then edit menu above the object manager and paste it in. Now don't worry about this. Do you want to change the path information to absolute paths? No,